everybody. Welcome to day 15 of quarantine parenting. I am with you again. My name is Dr. Courtney Pegram and you are in my kitchen. Yay. So you might be wondering why I'm changing spots for recording. It could be because of best lighting or best sound. To be completely honest, this is the only spot that's the less messy right now. So tomorrow's our big cleaning day as a family. We've divided up the chores and we're ready to conquer. But today, this was the only spot I could find that was halfway decent. Our house is a disaster. I don't know about you, but wow. Just staying at home and being at home all day, we can accumulate stuff and messes. So today I want to do a quick check-in with you and see how you're doing, how you're keeping yourself busy. Some ideas that were mentioned with me and that I think are really helpful is creating some sort of challenge for the weekend. Some of the people that have reached out for me said that their family are creating different recipes, meal prepping. Some of them are doing movie marathons. Some of the last suggestions from last week I said was kind of building a movie, a script, or a storybook with your family. Those are great activities to do. So for me tomorrow, my goal is to create a vision board. So I will show you my final product tomorrow as we meet and chat together. And then also what I'm going to do is I'm going to record on a separate, just a quick tutorial of how I set up my week and organize and time block, because during my coaching sessions this week and also like a lot of the questions are about like how do you do it. So I want to show you how I do it and then kind of compare and contrast the week prior to my upcoming week and how I've made some changes. I feel that's the best way to kind of track your organizational skills and work on them. I'm far from perfect. 2 of my days last week were just out the window. I mean, homeschool Friday was pretty much like half day. Keep blaming the sub that comes in is not doing a good job. I'm kidding. So it's always about finding humor in the small things and really self-compassion when we're doing homeschooling and working remotely. So one thing I wanted to bring up that I love, that I thought about today is, I don't know about you, but my daughter is suffering from mommy aches. It can sound like a tummy ache, a headache, a boo-boo, but it's called a mommy ache. So I don't know about you guys, but have you just took a minute for yourself throughout your day? You're just finally on the phone or FaceTiming a friend or a loved one, or just relaxing, and all of a sudden they come up with the mommy aches. My head hurts, my back hurts, I'm tired, I don't feel good, my stomach hurts. So I have just dubbed that as mommy aches. So I found that they happen most of the time when I'm trying to take a minute to myself and my daughter jumps in and something's going on. So the best way to approach that for me is to not lose your marbles, because that was my first go-to. But when the mommy aches happen, it's kind of figuring out what is going on with your child and using some check-in strategies of, hey, so what's going on? Where does it hurt? How can I help you? And then giving them like that one-on-one time with them for a few minutes, but transitioning them out and being like, you know what? I know your tummy hurts right now. I'm gonna sit with you for 2 minutes. We can read a story. We can have some quiet time, but then I'm going to go do X, Y, Z. So it's important to also set your expectations and be clear about how you're taking care of yourself and your self-care. We're so used to taking care of our children, and often when we have busy schedules, it's like we put ourselves last. When we're quarantined in our home and we have so much going on in such a small space, it's really important to take some moments throughout the day for ourselves. If that's meditating, if it's journaling, if it's locking yourself in a closet or a bathroom and being on social media, that you do you. Figure out what you need and make sure you're taking that time, because there's always going to be mommy aches. But if we don't take the time, we don't keep sane. We might lose it, have emotional meltdowns, or we might have some tantrums, which I call mommy outbursts. I've had them a lot. So these are all things that we're going through, and it's important to kind of address them. So next time you find your kids having mommy aches, make sure you give them the quick 2-minute check-in. How can I help you? Are you okay? And then be like, hey, I know this feels like it's hurting right now. I'm here for you, but I'm gonna go do something and I'll be back. So make sure that you're realizing that these stomach aches, headaches, they might be mommy aches, because sometimes our children need 100% of our attention. And it seems, if it's not just like you're going through it with me, it's mostly when we take time for ourselves. So make sure you time block that time for yourself, and also call it out. If it's a true sickness, illness, or ache, or is it a mummy ache? And address that if possible. So that's my advice for the day, because I've had 3 mummy aches from today, yes, and then yesterday too. So I'm kind of addressing that, and I found that to be helpful to kind of figure out how to deal best with my kid. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for joining me, and have a great night. Bye.